Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. А по-английски понимаете?
Я понял, да. Но потом выберите, на каком языке.
Ну вот у меня на английском здесь.
Да.
Нормально? Мы читаем. We read today from Srimad-Bhagavatam, 6th canto, 1st chapter, text 49. This is the story of life of Ajamila. Yatagya stamata yukta upaste vyaktamevahi naveda purvam aparam nashta janma smriti stata. Yatha, just as Agya, an ignorant living being, Tamasa, in sleep, Yuktaha, engaged, Upaste, acts according to Vyaktam, a body manifested in a dream. Eva, certainly, he indeed, Naveda, does not know. Purvam, the past body. Aparam, the next body. Nashta, lost. Janma Smriti, the remembrance of birth. Tatha, similarly. Translation prepared by His Divine Grace, Abhijit Narayan Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. As a sleeping person acts according to the body manifested in his dreams and accepts it to be himself, so one identifies with his present body, which he acquires because of his past religious or irreligious actions, and is unable to know his past or future lives. Purport. A man engages in sinful activities because he does not know what he did in his past life to get his present materially conditioned body, which is subjected to the threefold miseries. As stated by Rishabhadeva in Srimad-Bhagavatam, 5th canto, 5.4, Nunam pramata kurote vikarma. A human being who is mad after sense gratification does not hesitate to act sinfully. Yat indriya pritaya prinoti. He performs sinful actions simply for sense gratification. Nasadu manye. This is not good. Yata atmano yam asan api kleshada ashadeha. Because of such sinful actions, one receives another body in which to suffer as he is suffering in his present body because of his past sinful activities. It should be understood that a person who does not have Vedic knowledge always acts in ignorance of what he has done in the past, what he is doing at the present, and how he will suffer in the future. He is completely in darkness. Therefore, the Vedic injunction is tamasima, don't remain in darkness. Jyotirgama, try to go to the light. The light or illumination is Vedic knowledge, which one can understand when he is elevated to the mode of goodness, or when he transcends the mode of goodness by engaging in devotional service to the spiritual master and the Supreme Lord. This is described in the Shvetashvatara Upanishad 6.23. Yasya deve parabhaktir yata deve tatagura tasyaite kadhita hyarta prakashante mahatmanaha. Unto those great souls who have implicit faith in both the Lord and the spiritual master, all the imports of Vedic knowledge are automatically revealed. The Vedas enjoin tad vijnana tam sagurum evabhigachet. One must approach a spiritual master who has full knowledge of the Vedas and be faithfully directed by him in order to become a devotee of the Lord. Then the knowledge of the Vedas will be revealed. When the Vedic knowledge is revealed, one need no longer remain in the darkness of material nature. According to his association with the material modes of nature, goodness, passion, and ignorance, a living entity gets a particular type of the body. The example of one who associates with the mode of goodness is a qualified Brahmana. Such a Brahmana knows past, present, and future because he consults the Vedic literature and sees through the eyes of the Shastra Chakshu. He can understand what his past life was, why he is in the present body, and how he can obtain liberation from the clutches of Maya and not accept another material body. This is all possible when one is situated in the mode of goodness. Generally, however, the living entities are engrossed in the modes of passion and ignorance. in any case, one receives an inferior or superior body at the discretion of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Paramatma. As stated in the previous verse, Manasaiva Puredava Purva Rupam Vipashyati Anumimam Sate Purvam Manasa Bhagavanaja. Everything depends on Bhagavan or Aja, the unborn. Why doesn't one please Bhagavan to receive a better body? The answer is Agyas Tamasa, because of gross ignorance. One who is in complete darkness cannot know what his past life was or what his next life will be. He is simply interested in his present body. Even though he has a human body, a person in the mode of ignorance and interested only in his present body is like an animal. For an animal, being covered by ignorance, thinks that the ultimate goal of life and happiness is to eat as much as possible. A human being must be educated to understand his past life and how he can endeavor for a better life in the future. There is even a book called Bhrigu Samhita, which reveals information about one's past, present, and future lives according to astrological calculations. Somehow or other, one must be enlightened about his past, present, and future. One who is interested only in his present body and who tries to enjoy his senses to the fullest extent is understood to be engrossed in the mode of ignorance. His future is very, very dark. Indeed, the future is always dark for one who is grossly covered by ignorance. Especially in this age, human society is covered by the mode of ignorance, and therefore everyone thinks his present body to be everything without consideration of the past or future. And the purport. Om Jnana-timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yana Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamini Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatari Shatarine. One more time the translation of the verse. As a sleeping person acts according to the body manifested in his dreams and accepts it to be himself, so one identifies with his present body, which he acquired because of his past religious or irreligious actions, and is unable to know his past or future lives. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, please give your mercy, that by your mercy we can speak something from here and repeat from what we did here before. What time we
really go till 8:30 with a lecture, 8:45 is questions, but if it takes like lecture till 8:45, it's okay.
I don't think so. Yeah. Another Vardhana Maharaj yesterday, he was also speaking about Srimad-Bhagavatam, and previous days also we do hear that the real nourishment for the soul is Srimad-Bhagavatam, Krishna Katha, hearing and glorifying Shravanam and Kirtanam about the form, pastimes, activities, qualities, entourage of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, and in all his different manifestations and incarnations, which is all described in Srimad Bhagavatam to the full extent. And I'd like to remind myself that we are very, very spoiled by philosophy. We can be very proud because there is no other, we cannot really even call Krishna consciousness a religion. This is in different ways, Srila Prabhupada was saying religion sometimes, but many times this is spiritual science. And also it's Sanatana Dharma, which is like eternal, actually, occupational duty of every living entity. Because we can change religion, but we cannot change our dormant state as living beings, as souls. We are all not Christians, not Muslims, not Hindu. We are dasa, dasa, anadasa, supposed to be servants of the servants of the servants of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And we are very spoiled by this philosophy. We can be very proud because there is no other scriptures which so elaborately detailed in every detail describes the Supreme Personality of Godhead and what is directly connected to Him, and even what in Bhagavatam is really, it's very amazing when we meet people, and even when we amongst devotees or those who are practicing, we talk, then sometimes we see that we don't spend so much time of studying the books of Srila Prabhupada. And Bhagavad Gita is considered quite actually difficult for ordinary human being just to understand even a line. When I first got the book, it was Perfection of Yoga. It's so tiny, small book, just few pages, but I couldn't understand any word. I cannot say if I will read it now, I will understand a lot. But I mean, it's in this small book, it's such a vast, very deep knowledge already. What to speak Bhagavad Gita, and it is considered always. Srila Prabhupada said it's ABC of spiritual life. It's just the beginning. What to speak about Srimad-Bhagavatam? This is another grade, and what to say? What we can say about this? Just to repeat some words, what we did here. But that what is amazing. So, despite that we are the spoiled, we need to take advantage of this amazing gift, which is given to us by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada. Very grateful. Always remember that It's a invaluable, great gift what we received from His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada. It's only because of his tireless work. Yeah, we know, we did hear this many times. And many devotees who supported him and who helped him, they worked so tirelessly. We know, we just hear the just recent days, again and again, about Srila Prabhupada, about this Chaitanya Charitamrita Marathon. They were not even sleeping at all, like completely. We did hear from disciples of Srila Prabhupada when they, from those who were engaged in this like marathon in publishing Chaitanya Charitamrita, that sometimes there were a lot of artists, they were painting. And sometimes one artist is coming and he sees that this artist who was painting some particular painting has fallen asleep. And he just comes and continues. That's why these pictures also is transcendental. They are a compilation of different artists, but they are amazing. Yeah, in Chaitanya Charitamrita is such a really piece of art and poetry, and it's considered even like a postgraduate. Okay, this is doctor's degree. If it's what university, this is then Chaitanya Charitamrita is like, yeah, it's not even master's. This is like, yeah. But it's interesting anyway. I like so much in this regard. I would like to read a few verses. So Srila Prabhupada in the commentary here, it's so amazing, so much here in one commentary. We remember this mantra, Tamasima Jyotirgama. I like this one. Satoma Sadgamaya, Tamasama Jyotirgamaya, Vritirma Vritam Gamaya. Yeah, so amazing. Don't stay in darkness, it is said. Try to go to the light. Light is Vedic knowledge, illumination. Otherwise, if we don't take this path of, then Srila Prabhupada is saying it's like a person in the mode of ignorance interested only in the present body, and he's considered like animal. Because he considers the ultimate goal of life and happiness is just to eat as much as possible. And we can, yeah, we know also from Vedic standard that there is four goals of life, like these four purusharthas: Kama, Artha, Dharma, Moksha. And there is fifth Purushartha, Prem Purushartha. Usually it was added, but usually it's even not that. But anyway, even these ones, like it is said here that it's like continuing birth and death. So any advancement in this material world, for any material purpose, it will lead us to more and more this birth and death. Like it is said in this text, it can be past religious or irreligious actions. But anyway, both of these, we can be good or we can be bad in our lives. But anyhow, we will stay here anyway, if we consider a good good, so-called good, yeah, modern gentleman and some lady and gentleman. We just will stay here, we will remain here. And in the present, we can see some countries like Finland, Denmark, pious people, quite pious to some extent. They have some piety because they have Lakshmi, a lot of like economic development, wealth, and externally it's all looks very like polished. If we will go to India, to some so-called third world countries, we see I also this analogy that everything is there like inside out. We can see what is inside out. We just see, and it's immediately everything we can see what is inside by outside. But here everything is covered. So externally we see everything is good. Then it means then there is a problem must be there otherwise, because when the society runs not in the like God-centered consciousness, then there must be problems. Although it looks externally that everything is good, but anyway, it's again repeated birth and death with good karma or bad karma. Srila Prabhupada was giving many times this example of stool, dry or wet. It's like whatever, both sides. It's still stool. Yeah. For the pure devotee like Srila Prabhupada and Acharyas, this is the material world, like with all its opulences and goods and bads. It still stays the stool. If they say so, I just like to imagine what does that then mean, like a spiritual bliss, really, and happiness. If the whatever happiness we can acquire here in material world is considered just still, even liberation. It is in Bhagavatam also. It is said that devotee considers liberation as a witch, and he runs away. He's like from it, and also in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu there are these verses where it's said that one drop from the ocean of nectar of the bhakti is like far superior than Brahman happiness multiplied for millions of times. What is this? I don't understand. But at least theoretically, I said, wow, yeah, it's interesting. So yeah, let's try. And Bhagavatam helps us to how to say, to focus our visions, our like whole life to the idea that Supreme Personality of Godhead is the most attractive personality, and with him we can have a very intimate and very deep loving relationships. And Srimad-Bhagavatam teaches us through the different stories and showing the different examples of devotees, different relationships between Supreme Personality of Godhead and living entities. And from the first canto and further on, we can see different devotees who are starting with like some maybe yogis, different, and coming to pure devotees and coming to the devotees of Vrindavana, who are considered the topmost, the highest, and it's like when we start to examine, or we can first, when we read through the scriptures, and then we gradually study ourselves, then we can understand that we are so far from what Srila Prabhupada brought, and so far from this Vrindavan mood, so far from, at least myself, I can say, it's like hope against hope, anyway, is there. It's already good. Yeah. But it seems that we need to become really helpless, because who am I to, if we read a little bit about, Srila Prabhupada was saying also, every evening we should read Krishna book, Krishna Supreme Personality of Godhead, which is like full of these stories about Krishna in different age, and his relationships with his dearmost devotees, friends, parents, lovers, and it's the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And to make it more easy to understand for us, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also came. He's none other than Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna himself. And Shri Krishna Chaitanya Radha Krishna Nahyami. It's amazing. He accepted the luster of Srimati Radharani, and he came here. He was present on this planet 500 years back, a little more. And again, he helped us. He was living Srimad-Bhagavatam. He was this living Srimad-Bhagavatam. It's interesting. In this way, we can, when we read Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita, then we can see, oh, okay, what does that mean, Krishna consciousness? That's it. He manifested. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showed what the Krishna consciousness means, because we many times hear that Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says, Sarvadharman Parityaja, we should surrender, give up all duties and just to surrender him, and Mamakam Sharanam Raja, go to Vrindavan, to Vraj, to him. And they were saying, yeah, but who did it? Yeah, maybe some did, yeah, like, yeah, but how we would understand? What does that mean? And then Srimad-Bhagavatam, how to understand this. And Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came. Again, he have his own internal purposes to come. And it would be probably very selfish from his side if he would just enjoy himself. In this way, we also can a little more like grasp what kind of person he is. Never thinks just about himself. Maybe he never thinks about himself, about his pleasure, because we can see that he came and also distributed this Sankirtan movement Golokera Premadana Hari Nama Sankirtana. He brought this Harinama Sankirtana, chanting of the holy name, congregational chanting of the holy name. It's Golokera Premadana. This is the treasure from Goloka, from spiritual world. It's came. It's manifested through the Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It is said that he's inaugurated this process of Harinama Sankirtana. Holy name was there, Mahamantra was there before, but it was never manifested in such a way how it was in Lord Chaitanya's Leela. And to approach Krishna without Lord Chaitanya, it is said it's impossible. It's like impossible task. At least for the specific moods which Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu brought. Maybe there are some very special souls living in the caves or so they can attain something. But Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came for the specific reason. He exhibited specific mood, and through his followers, his disciples, like Rupa is Sanatana Goswami, he brought to know to us the most confidential, secret mood in devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Something very extraordinary, if we will speak also with different confessions, different devotees of different religions. Nobody will offer you something like that. Many even have doubts that Supreme Personality of Godhead is a person. And even if they think he is a person, they cannot describe it. We can, because of Srila Prabhupada, because of Srimad-Bhagavatam, because of the Bhakta, because all these verses we find, and they're describing the form of the Lord, how he looks like, what is the color of his clothes, eyes, everything, ears, nose, lips, everything is described, his entourage, friends. And it's so amazing. And Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, what he brought, and he showed by his example, what does that mean to be fully Krishna conscious, or how the fully Krishna conscious person acts. It's like, because his name is Chaitanya, it's like living force. It's like completely, how to say, waking up soul in Krishna, in full Krishna consciousness, not just liberated, but like this fifth Purushartha, Prem Purushartha. Prem is a goal of life, love of Godhead. What is this? I never even thought, imagined something like that. Liberation, the maximum, I would like imagine of myself. But then he showed, that's it. This is the personality who showed what the love is. And it's very high, it's very elevated. Myself, I cannot understand. But the process is given to us by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his followers. And we can follow. And it's amazing also, it's very high. But when we read about like Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, his associates, I mean, it becomes very, how to say, for at least I'm so impressed. Like the story when Maharaj Prataparudra, he was standing on his palace roof, and then there was Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and some other devotees, his associates. And then devotees from Bengal, they came and they met Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So they did not see him for a long time, and they came from Bengal. There was, it is said, there was at least few hundreds of devotees, maybe thousands, maybe, but at least. And I was just thinking, it's like we are watching the videos with Srila Prabhupada, how he's leading kirtan, and these like hundreds of devotees, thousands, they going mad, crazy on Radha Yatra. When Srila Prabhupada is starting like dancing, everybody is like completely going crazy. This is Prema Bhakta, and here, few hundreds of such devotees together. This Srila Prabhupada caliber, with like mridangas, many mridangas, kartals, judges, like horns, like it's like, how is that? How is that to be in such kirtan? That is my question. I would like to know what is. I mean, and Maharaj Prataparuda was standing in. He was, what is this? I never seen something like that. I never seen such dances. I never seen such devotees, and I never seen this such of singing. And what is this? He's asking, and he got the answer. So Bhagavatam answered, "This is Prem Sankirtan. This is Sankirtan, congregational chanting of the holy name with love." And that's what Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu brought. And we can be part of this movement in any way we can, in different, so many activities. This Srila Prabhupada built this family, this Lord Chaitanya's Sankirtan mission, movement, to help us to proceed, to go back to Godhead. And Srila Prabhupada was asking us not to take it too long, just trying our best to develop the taste, develop this eagerness and greed to enter into the Lord Chaitanya's pastimes, because it's happening also, it's continuing. And yeah, so Maharaj Prataparuda was seeing all these devotees singing and dancing, chanting, so many, and he was inquiring the names of each and every devotee. He was so astonished, amazed to see all these devotees. And yeah, I just wonder, how is that to be in such Sankirtan with this caliber of Srila Prabhupada, when there is hundreds and hundreds of devotees, Srila Prabhupada caliber. How is that to be in these associations and chanting and dancing like non-stop, like fully engaged for many, many hours, maybe days, weeks? It's amazing. It's like, what else we need? It's like, it's just fantastic. Yeah. Hare Krishna. I will probably will not read few verses I wanted to read, but it's okay if you have some comments. Yeah.
Hare Krishna, dear Amala Bhakta Prabhu, you mentioned in your wonderful class about becoming proud. So, how can we avoid it?
To be proud because of this, and we are spoiled by this amazing. So endless philosophy, endless really, what he's giving. Yeah, as I try to understand, probably there is from what I did here, from what I observed, there is pride and there is pride. In Russian, there is nice words. There is гордость, есть гордыня. Two different meanings. Probably we can be proud that we are part of this amazing family. But at the same time, we should be proud that we have this treasure, this gift that we are part of Srila Prabhupada's family. It's a good pride. But at the same time, this unhealthy pride will manifest as I'm the best, I'm the best, I'm most knowledgeable one, nobody is better than me. I become proud and I just go on the heads, step on the heads of the other devotees and other people, just smashing them, smashing. Yeah, they are. This will be finished very soon, such mood. And how to avoid this, how to avoid such mood? Taking shelter of the devotees. Taking shelter of the devotees. Yeah. Because these qualities, they more or less they present and possibly present in our hearts. And we know that the qualities like to be meek and humble, we should try to develop these qualities. Although they are given, as I also understood these qualities, like to be humble, but we're trying to practice these qualities. And we need to be in association with practicing devotees, and they will help us to understand that we are proud. Krishna will, through them, will show us and give these nice lessons. And if we are sincere, then he will show. And if we sincerely want to proceed to the ultimate goal, the love of Godhead, then we will take these lessons, we will learn from that, and it will happen. That in this way, to how to deal with that, we need to stay in association with devotees, with practicing sincere devotees who are also going this way. Only in the association with devotees we can really go through this purification process from the lust, anger, pride, all this madness. So that's the remedy, to be in association with devotees and serve the devotees, and trying to develop this sincerity, meekness. I don't know what to say. Hare Krishna. Grantharaj Srimad-Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Amala Bhakta Prabhu ki